For every swing, every moment, the Milwaukee Brewers fight. It's not just about hitting the ball, it's about leaving a legacy.
Hey, Brew Crew! Welcome back to Brewers Fan Central, your one-stop shop for the most detailed news and analysis on our Milwaukee Brewers. I'm Troy Bennett, and I am tapped into the back channels of this crucial 2025-26 offseason. Before we dive into today's massive news, and believe me, it's one that could redefine our next season, I need to ask you a quick favor. If you're a true Brewers fan, if you live and breathe the blue and gold, and if you want serious, sourced, and straightforward analysis, the second the news drops, please hit that subscribe button below and ring the notification bell. It's the only way to guarantee you won't miss any of our exclusive updates. Trust me, with what I'm hearing from my sources, you won't want to be left out of this conversation. All right, let's get right to it. This 2025-26 offseason was always going to be defined by one central question for President of Baseball Operations, Matt Arnold. What do we do with our starting rotation? The defense of the NL Central title starts now in November, not in April, and frankly, we have two giant elephants in the room. The first is our ace, Freddie Peralta. Freddie is entering the final year of his extremely team-friendly contract. By conventional baseball logic, especially for a market like Milwaukee, this is the moment the trade rumors hit a deafening peak. The idea is to sell high, trade our ace for a truckload of prospects before he can walk for free. It's a strategy we as Brewers fans know all too well. This staff, but he is a free agent. The Brewers correctly extended him the $22.025 million qualifying offer. Now, the ball is in his court. Will he take the one-year deal to try and boost his value after a full season, or will he seek the long-term security of a multi-year deal elsewhere? Much of the baseball world, the national pundits, are drafting scenarios where Peralta is shipped off to a large market team like the Yankees or Dodgers, and Woody signs a 5-year deal with, say, the Rangers or Red Sox. They assume this is our reality, lose them both, and start the competitive rebuild cycle anew. But I am here to tell you, based on what I'm hearing and analyzing, there is an alternative reality in play. A reality where Matt Arnold looks at our run to the NLCS last year and decides this is not the time to pull back, but to push forward. Internal sources suggest the front office mindset has shifted. It's no longer just about staying relevant. It's about building a true juggernaut for 2026. What if the strategy isn't to trade Peralta? What if the strategy is to ensure Woody accepts that QO and comes back to lead this rotation for one more year? If those two pillars, Peralta in his final year and Woodruff on the QO, remain in place, the Brewers aren't just okay. They are one single major move away from building something we haven't seen in Milwaukee in a very long time, a true super rotation. We saw what the Dodgers did with theirs to win the 2025 World Series. The question I've been asking for weeks is, why not us? And critically, how can we do it within the constraints of our modest budget? The answer, it appears, is through the trade market, and a specific name has just surfaced from a very reliable source. Here's the exclusive news I promised you, and it comes from the highest level of MLB insiders. On Tuesday morning, Jeff Passan of ESPN, whose information is frankly gospel, published his article detailing the perfect offseason transaction for all 30 MLB teams. When he got to the Milwaukee Brewers, his analysis was telling. Passan acknowledged that while the smartest move from a pure analytical, future value standpoint might be to trade Freddie Peralta, Milwaukee's deep postseason run, making the NLCS, suggests the time to go all in is now. And what is Passan's perfect move for the Brewers? Acquiring all-star left-handed pitcher Mackenzie Gore from the Washington Nationals. Let's break this down. This isn't some vague rumor. This is strategic analysis from one of the most connected reporters in the game. Gore, former top prospect, has established himself as a frontline starter, and he's the exact high-ceiling lefty our right-handed heavy rotation lacks. Reviewing the Brew, a site I highly respect, had previously listed him as an all-in target, which means the prospect cost would be significant, but this is where the genius of Matt Arnold's management comes into play. We have one of the deepest farm systems in baseball, and sources indicate we have plenty of redundancy at certain positions, especially in the infield and outfield. We have the pieces to make a package that interests the rebuilding Nationals without gutting our future. Now let's dream for a second and look at the impact. If Woody accepts the QO, if we keep Peralta, and if Arnold pulls off this trade for Gore, look at our likely 2026 rotation. Freddie Peralta, Mackenzie Gore, Brandon Woodruff, Quinn Priester, Jacob Misiorowski. That is objectively a top 3 rotation in baseball. You have the experience and dominance of the front 3, complemented by the control of Priester and the electric, high-octane stuff of Emicio. And the depth, we would still have guys like Chad Patrick, Tobias Myers, Logan Henderson, and Robert Gasser ready to step in. That is how you build a team to withstand 162 games and advance in October. And the best part, the part that makes this a classic Brewers move, the money. Gore isn't an expensive free agent. He is in his second year of salary arbitration. MLB Trade Rumors projects him to make only $4.7 million in 2026. That is an incredible value. Even with Woodruff's $22 million and Peralta's salary, adding Gore is financially feasible. We already know the Brewers were in on Garrett Crochet last offseason before the White Sox dealt him to Boston. So the precedent for targeting a controlled elite lefty is there. This is the move. This is how the Brewers built a super rotation. So there you have it. Brew Crew, the perfect move is on the table. Use our deep farm system to acquire Mackenzie Gore, keep Woody on the qualifying offer, and make one last huge run with Freddie Peralta in 2026. To me, this is the strategy that separates a good team from a championship team. It's aggressive, it's financially smart, and it signals to the league and to us, the fans, that the championship window is wide open. But now I truly need to hear from you. What do you think of this strategy? Would you make the trade for Gore, knowing it would cost some of our top prospects? Do you believe Woodruff will accept the QO? And most importantly, are you ready to see the Brewers assemble a super rotation? Leave your opinions, your analysis, and even your mock trade packages in the comments section below. I read out absolutely all of them and will respond in future videos. And once again, if you enjoyed this deep dive analysis and want to be the first to know the latest, please hit subscribe. Thanks for watching Brewers Fan Central. I'll see you on the next update.